Oh, stop what you're doing. We've got things to say. It's a silly, serious, and hopeful look at a serious, sometimes lacking hope world. This is the Afternoons with Josh, Ken, and Amanda in spirit. I'm Ken Epps. Hey, Josh.
Hey, Ken. Yeah, Amanda's got, she has a PT appointment, which is kind of saving her life, comfortability-wise. And then she has a prenatal massage because I can only massage her legs so well. I'm like, we've been over this. I am terrible at massaging, giving massages. It's brutal. I want to be good at it. I do. I really want to be good at it. But I don't know what I'm doing. And two, I think that like what I'm doing is good, and clearly it's not. You know?
So I actually think I'm good. It hurts. I don't want to put, I get called upon for short massages, massage, because I grip the foot and I do the massage and, my hands start to hurt.
Yeah. No, I get it, man. I'm with you.
Because I study those Indian barber ASMR videos, and they're doing great massage tricks, skin cracking, hair cracking, neck cracking, ear cracking, and I can't do it.
I mean, I'm watching Cobra Kai, and he's hitting like pressure points, and Amanda's like, "Stop touching my knee. I don't need you massaging my knee." And I was like, all right. What are you gonna do? We got a antsy chat in here. We got a big chat. Alex Marzonia stopping in. Missed that guy.
Marzonia.
Crushed it on New Year's Eve along with Mark Ellis. Thank you all for, if you bought tickets and you were there, thank you. If you didn't buy tickets and you were my wife and just trolled me in chat, also thank you. I think Ken and I did a heck of a job. If you're listen, that's just me though. That's just me.
We did good. Also, no one really knows the technical problems that almost railed the entire show.
Nike's Batman
down to 10 seconds before we went live. We weren't sure what was happening. So,
should we tell people what was happening?
Well, we want to keep the illusion that everything was on the up and up. But let's just say we almost had to do it. Almost had to F it, do it live. Hogan Stern.
Well, it's almost like we had to like shut everything down and start over.
Yeah.
Right. And so, but you got to hand it over to Christian Ruvalcaba and Cody Hall, legends. The funniest thing was when, obviously before the show started, we had the owner of the Mint come in and talk to Christian Ruvalcaba about what kind of system he uses. Like, is that good? Yeah. Is that good? And you clearly, obviously, like he's probably my dad's age, maybe like a little bit younger. So he's not like the most technically savvy dude. Like he just had money. He opened up a rock club where apparently right before the pandemic, Katie Seagal was performing.
Right.
Did you see that flyer in the club?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I love those flyers. I love those flyers. When you see who came through the hallowed doors before. Ellis and I performed in Houston and at a comedy club that just a month prior had Stormy Daniels doing her first ever stand-up.
Yes, exactly. And Christian was like, yeah, it's called this. And he's like, yeah, is that good? And Christian's like, yeah, it works great. And he said, yeah, we got cameras all over this place, but man, none of them really work. And I was like, this guy just sounds like whatever any rock club we've ever been in.
Yeah,
sounds like.
Yeah, it was a great spot, and the owner of the Mint, I forgot his name. I didn't talk to him directly. He looked like Howard Hessman from WKRP in Cincinnati. He was in Spinal Tap, Clue, a lot of the movie. Look him up if you don't know Howard Hessman, the actor, but with a little bit of like Jeff Bridges as the dude vibe. It was great. Yes,
I agree. Very dude-ish. And Alex Marzoni said, played the Mint a few days ago. Cool venue. Alex playing to nobody during. Oh wait, he corrected himself. Years. Whoops,
years. So hey, we're here in the afternoons. Josh said, Amanda, our spiritual guide, is off getting spiritually guided. Because apparently she's got like a big project due in February or something like that. She's got like
apparently like Yeah, like in 6 weeks or 7 weeks or so, she got
Wow.
some big due date deadline due.
She's got to turn in some TPS reports.
Yeah, all the TPS reports are due at the same time. I believe we have a baby class upcoming. I think like January 19th or 20th or something. We have another one. I think this one is more of the diaper changing, Ken. You know, what do you do when it starts crying? And when I say it, I mean my daughter. When my daughter starts crying, you know, Amanda's obviously very, and I'm sure she has said this on the show, she's very apprehensive about the breastfeeding. So she's been watching a ton of breastfeeding YouTube videos. Well, I'm still just watching yacht rock videos on YouTube, Ken. It's, you know.
Maybe I rejected it. I rejected it outright. I was a bottle baby. I was like, nope, not for me.
No nipples for Ken, huh?
No nipple Ken is what they called me.
Old Kenny, no nips.
Oh, Kenny, no nips in preschool. Hey, look, some housekeeping. We're gonna get to some housekeeping on. Hey,
Sure.
what's the channel? Look at this channel, slightly a little different than in the past. This is a part of so I would say a cold run, soft open of what's coming with the Good People Association.
Correct.
And let's just, if we haven't made it clear before, let's make it clear that the afternoons with Josh, Ken, Amanda, the new video home, the podcast will remain on the same RSS feed, but the new video home will be at this very location, which is now under the ownership of the Good People Association.
That's correct, Ken. We are, you know, we're updating all of our social medias from this. Well, we're updating this YouTube channel. We are building a Twitch channel, obviously. This channel that you guys are all watching, formerly known as the Josh Macuga Show, is now the Good People Association. The fourth name of this channel, no big deal, Ken. We're basically like, I'm trying to put what would you compare the amount of names that this channel has gone through to? What would you call it?
And I don't know. You're like a Spinal Tap, the band, changing their names all the time in the early days. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a good pop culture reference. I also, Ikaika's in chat. He just said, you know, we should have done this. We didn't plan this out. The afternoons is never planned. Josh, say it again. The new home of the afternoons. Where is it at?
The Good People Association, Ken.
The Good People Association. We find the good.
Woo! It's in your head. Don't even tell me it's not in your head, Ken. It's always in my head. It's a glorious song. It's a harken back. It's Eric Bass, the songwriter, music producer, bassist, guitarman, singer of Shinedown, the fourth member of the Good People Association. If he lived in Los Angeles, he would be on more shows with us. Wrote that song. It's an amazing song. I mean, basically, you could play that at the beginning of every concert, and everybody would be like, yes, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the song came out of a joke by you, Josh, of just like, we need a song like this. And I think we even did a video in our promotional video, and
yeah,
we went to Eric, a professional rock and roll star, and he's like,
yes.
I just don't know if I could do that. We're like, you're Eric of Shinedown, do it. And he came back with that. What do you think about this? I wake up with it in my mind. I wake up going
it's all the time. Yeah,
honey, do you want any coffee? Because the Good People Association. Yeah.
It goes in my head as it like rises and falls. It's like, you know, my wife and future child, golf, Good People Association song. No,
yeah.
Good people, wife, kid, work, Good People Association.
Yep. Here we go. One more time. Oh, are you cutting in and out today? What's going on? I don't know. You're on our office internet, which is top shelf. That I don't know. Here, one more time, Josh. One more time. Here we go. It's the best.
Boom, shakalaka.
It's the best. It's the best. Yeah. Dave Taylor says Ken should have laid down some tambourine on the track. We got more theme songs to write, and I'll break out that tambourine. It's in my storage shed. Right. Well, I need to go to get some XLR cables after this. Got to remind myself.
I feel like we should have Mark Riley in here to talk more about this. And obviously we've got some dates upcoming where we're talking about, you know, launching, live streaming, all the content, morning shows, afternoon shows, the afternoons, all of that together, all of that coming very, very soon. Like we're talking in the next couple of days, like this weekend, early next week. You guys will be able to subscribe. You'll be able to join the Good People Association, all that kind of stuff. I do have to give a shout out to two people. One, Kyron Gibbons says, or Kieran Gibbons, not sure how to pronounce that, but Kieran, let me know what it is. As many name changes as Andy Dwyer's band in Parks and Rec, really good reference. And Robbie M. Smith says, your channel is Alexis Denver, Carrington, Denver, Colby of YouTube. So I'm not sure what that means, but I think I get it.
Got it. Yeah. We're gonna soon how to join, how to support. There's gonna be a lot of different ways to do that.
Yep.
We're announcing that. No Patreon. We'll say that right now. Something different. Something we feel is more just different and better. And more things coming. And also, special edition shows, limited run shows, limited series. Eventually, content like films and shorts and those kind of things, and things that it's a production company. So there's other things we plan to do and are planning on doing. But also, Josh, we don't talk too. A lot of charity stuff. We have a long list of charities we're going to support, work with, and kind of get that out too. We really do mean when we say we find the good, even though occasionally, we might get grumpy or snarky or cynical on air, because that's kind of who I am. I don't know who Josh is. The focus is to push out. This is bringing the entertainment to the good people of the earth, but also forming this association of finding the good in this dark world. And it's dark. We're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
But charity going to be a big focus too.
No, yeah, absolutely. I've always been very into charity, and I mean, I don't want to say like it's like a trend. Like I've always been like really into charity. Like I'm like really into like giving and like being totally chill in charity. Like I'm so chill with charities, bro. It's like it's me and like charities. Like on the weekend we kick it hard. No, in college we had the dance marathon, which I was very passionate about. In high school, a lot of different. And as I've gotten older, very involved with the Battle Buddy Foundation, and happy to really get and work with new charities that want to be involved. So all of your donations, all of the money that is spent in Super Chat, Streamlabs, anything in joining the Good People Association, a portion of all those proceeds will always go to a featured charity, a charity that wants to be featured, something like that, because we do want to give back. I think that we're at the point now in our careers where it's very important that, we start paying it forward. So, bringing in some new young talent, bringing in new charities, all that kind of stuff is something that we want to, it's an association of people. We want the association to grow and to grow and to grow until when you're walking down the street in wherever city you live and you see a person with a GPA button or a Good People Association shirt or hat or whatever it is, you're like, hey, you're part of the Good People Association. You're a good person. So that, we know that, we don't have a Capitol building for you to storm. And if you did, it would be in a positive, light manner. It wouldn't be with guns trying to steal a table that I took a month to build. To build.
Yeah, if you storm any Capitol buildings with GPA merch on, I will find you. So for instance, Jennifer just gave us a great, generous super chat and said, hope you all having a great day. Please tell Amanda don't stress about it. She's going to be fine. That's great information, by the way. Can't wait for hashtag Good People Association. So it is. I love it. Yeah, the song definitely is. Yes. A portion of that will go into our charity tank. That's not the official name. I just said that. And we'll have monthly, weekly charities and things. We'll be working with people coming in, talk about it, and all those kind of things. So that's an example of how it will go down.
And you're going to learn all about it. What we're going to be doing, all the kinds of content that we want to bring to you guys, that we want to develop, that we want to, and that's going to all be with Mark Riley in a very big live stream coming up where you can, again, be part and an active member of the Good People Association. Spread the word, find the good. That's about it. And
spread the word, find the good. That's another, we're working. Tambourine.
Another song.
Spread the word, find the good.
I do have to tell you, Ken, I think I botched the opening for the first time in the history of the show.
I did. I suddenly slipped into another podcast I do.
Should you, let's start, not with the overlay and anything, just start the song again and we can intro the show.
Right. Again.
You ready?
Here we go. If you're listening on the podcast, this is what we're doing. Here we go. Stop what you're doing. It's a crazy time, but we're here to find the light. It's the afternoons with Josh, Ken, and Amanda. A silly look at a serious world.
It doesn't matter when you listen, Ken, as long as your pregnant wife who's only 7 months away from giving birth to your daughter is at a prenatal massage and prenatal physical therapy. It's always the afternoon.
Nailed it.
Thanks, buddy.
Nailed it. Good stuff. Yeah, we don't want to bury the lead. We are here to bring good tidings and hope and everything. But man, once again, this has been quite a stretch. We're in quite a stretch. Not just this week, but this past 5-10 years. It's just the world's 20 years. The world's just been this constant kind of crazy place. But this week, I don't know, kind of crazy. And Josh, you and I sat yesterday safely apart with masks in the office, just glued to the news, watching what's going on. And we don't want to dwell too much on all the negative stuff other than upsetting, something I condone, something I'm concerned about, something I'm still concerned about, something I'm watching CNN right now as we record live. So, man, but we're here, Josh. We're here.
We're here. Listen, I know that there are a lot of people out there that are upset, and I know there are a lot of people out there that, may believe certain things and may not believe in other things. But, I think at the end of the day, we have to really find the good here in this situation, Ken. As this channel transitions to the Good People Association, you got to find the good in this kind of thing. And I don't think anything good can happen by riots or storming of places, attacking innocent people that are just trying to do their job. People were hurt yesterday. People were attacked. A woman died. This is something that, it's something you
It's surreal. It was surreal to sit and watch. And I am done with the I know there's comparisons, this and that, and some of them very valid, and don't get me wrong. I always want to focus on the moment and focus on just how surreal it was to watch just the ideas and where this comes from. I am a firm believer with this age of misinformation. I deal with it weekly, daily, even in Star Wars, which seems stupid, right? That's silly, Star Wars. The same muscle from that starts kind of infiltrating other things, where you see a meme and believe it. You see a story and you hear someone say it on a YouTube show and you believe it, and you don't fact check it, you don't move it, and that just spirals and spirals and spirals out of control until you form hardline opinions on a space movie. But guess what? Again, that's the muscle that a lot of people carry forward. And I'm just becoming more and more exasperated with just this age of misinformation and what it drives people to do. That's what's gotten more and more scary. And quite frankly, that's probably always been the case. We're just watching it 24 hours a day now.
Yeah, and I think that there's a lot of news providers out there, on both sides of the aisle, if you will, that spread a lot of false information without actually backing up sources, right? And I think that's a huge, huge thing is, it's not anymore of like a guy on the back of a wagon selling tonic that supposedly is the fountain of youth, right? These are major networks that supply news to millions and millions of people that people believe is the fact when the facts aren't necessarily backed up. And social media just exacerbates that. So it's a tough time we're living in here in this country and, all over the world. We're still in a worldwide pandemic. I don't know if anybody's still aware of that, but 1 in 5 people in Los Angeles currently have it. Apparently, one person is dying in LA every 15 minutes from this disease, from this virus. It's effing insanity. It really is.
Records set yesterday, and I'm still arguing, and in some cases just deleting friends of my life who are just like, nope, I don't know anyone with it. I'm like, great, I know 11 people who have suffered direct losses.
Yep.
Then keep doing what you want to do, I guess. But I'm telling you, you storm the Ralphs I'm standing in, you're getting a squash into your throat.
Yeah.
Me. I'm jamming it down. I know a C-clamp. I know a C-clamp chokehold. I'll tell you what.
That's the MacGruber.
Cal Drogo, gonna rip your throat out. You come blowing your maskless face breath in my face at a Ralph's grocery store. But go back to yesterday. There's always a balance of how much do you discuss it, how much do we all know it's there, and I want you all to pitch it. And I feel though we are here to sometimes provide distraction, like we talked about during summertime in the spring with the tragedy of George Floyd's murder and all that kind of stuff. Like, we also want. I also think it's important to look at. I always tell this story, but it's like I used to go to God. What the hell was his name now? John. He was the last Western reporter to interview Osama bin Laden, or one of the only ones to. And he used to speak on 9/11 stuff. And he says, I used to take the footage of the towers out because it was too sensitive, and then I found I had to put it back in because people become insensitive. I'm watching all the stuff from yesterday, including the shooting of that woman, and it's like you need to see it sometimes. And you kind of realize, and I always say this, a conspiracy theory is a good way to avoid the truth, a good way to not have to deal with the truth, and the truth, a lot of truth is up there yesterday. And so I think it's okay to focus on that, but I think it's also okay to take a breath and enjoy a Zevia soda for 2 minutes.
No, and I think that what we do, listen, as Matthias so generously giving us, I don't know what the currency, Matthias, what is the currency in Argentina? Is it a peso?
I think he just the way the American dollar is, he just gifted us $1.42.
Okay. So I know I'm just a humble editor from Argentina, but I want to be part of the GPA. Any help you need, count me in. Matthias is a legend. He built us the afternoons playlist. We are going to do some music content on the GPA because we do have Eric Bass of Shinedown involved. And Ken and I are obsessed with finding 80s and 90s rock stars that may live in the Los Angeles area that would want to come on our show. When the restrictions lift and we get vaccines and this pandemic is over, we can't wait to have actual people in the studio that aren't just Ken and myself, or aren't just Mark, Ken, and myself. Okay.
Yeah.
That being said, we love you guys and we want to stay safe. So having guests in the studio right now is a little bit of a risk. And we don't want to take that, especially because, the CDC is coming out with stuff that's, if pregnant women get it, it could be very disastrous for babies and for the pregnant woman, yada, yada, yada. It's not good. It's not good, Ken.
Every time we're in that office, and Josh is in it right now, we are very much apart. We keep the masks on as best we can, unless I'm eating chocolate, and then I try to go in the corner. Yeah. We had a fourth person in. We're not revealing him quite yet, but he might be watching. He was in there helping with some tech stuff, and we were joking gallows humor, because I do believe in the healing stress relief power of gallows humor, even though I won't say a lot of it online. And we were like, what? 1 in 5 in LA have it. So the next person that walks in the door,
correct,
we have to assume they have it, which is scary in its own way. But that's part of it too, and part of why you and I are in a separate spot right now too.
Correct. Also, real quick, I want to throw that Lewis Cox says, "Whoa, Josh, what happened to your hair?" Well, if you hadn't noticed over the last 10 years, my hair was falling out. So I took the proactive approach, and I went to the Jason Statham, Bruce Willis, and I'm actually kind of at first it was a bit of a shock, Ken, was it not? It was a bit of a shock, but now I'm feeling pretty good about it. I'm feeling good about my head.
Yeah, I'm almost there, and people will make the jokes I should have been there a couple years ago. I'll make the jokes I should have been there a couple years ago. Grace is not okayed yet for me. So just we're all clear. Grace is not okayed yet for me. But
you have to you look great in a hat. Your hat game.
And now the beanie brigade has begun. So that's kind of where we'll be. Oh, look at that. Christy McGee, ball drop McGee. I have nothing to add to this conversation, but I love you. Christy has a lot to
you too.
I was a little scared. I'm going to just say this right now. Christy McGee, I follow her on Twitter. I don't know if I follow you elsewhere, Christy. I apologize if I don't follow you on LinkedIn. She tweeted out, I'm going to start dropping podcasts from my list that don't have female representation. And number one, I understand and agree with that. But two, I was like, dear God, I think she means Knapsack Files. And so I wrote her and I was like, look, I try to speak as Saturday Night Knapsack. I do all the voices of all the characters. Bad, but I do them. And I was like, a couple of them are females. I don't know if that's good. Yeah. And she was like, I'm going to give you one more chance. I was like, okay. So I'm going to work on it. I'm kidding. She was very supportive.
And if Christy McGee is welcome in the Good People Association anytime, right?
Look, you don't know. We might have to do, we're casting a wider net for talent. Oh, that's the movie couple, Wendy and Dustin checking in.
Yes.
I don't look like with it. I don't want to turn this episode away from number one, what happened yesterday and what is currently going on. I'm still currently got CNN up to see if they're going to, invoke Sumai or declare the 25th or whatever's going on.
Yeah, please God, not trial by combat, you dum-dums.
God,
my word.
America's mayor 20 years ago, a hero to all. Now is a sweating, farting boob for selling out his soul for that.
You're unbelievable.
That? Oh my God. Again, I know a C-clamp. All I'm saying, Josh, with Good People Association, you're gonna see some new people on, and you're gonna see some people you haven't seen in a while. You're gonna see some people who aren't just the same group that we time and time again work with because we time and time again love them. One of the Daniel Bridge Gadd is a guy you all need to know and follow.
Yes,
Daniel is a comic based in Arizona and Seattle. He's a former college quarterback, great athlete, But
Fantastic comedian.
fantastic comedian, and we worked with him a lot with Mark Ellis going on the road. He's going to be someone that's going to join this. My old buddy Dornell, you might know him from way back in the day, and he and I did a comedy series called Chip Zock on YouTube. Real bad quality stuff. Content's great, but the quality of the video horrible. I think I shot it on a VHS tape. Folks like that, and other people you haven't seen in a while. It's going to be a lot of fun once we can get people in there.
I agree. People like Sinead DeFries I've talked to. We have a lot of, again, these are all things we want to announce with Mark Riley and, people that we want to get involved. But we, the one nice thing is because we are good people, Ken, you, me, Mark Riley, a lot of people that we know, we haven't burned a lot of bridges in this town.
Have we? Okay.
Yet. No, we haven't burned a lot of bridges, and we have a lot of people that are fantastic on camera, on the microphone, that want to be involved with a lot of people outside of LA. Now with everything being virtual, we can bring people in to do certain things. And that is something that we're very, very passionate about. Right. And so while we're in this pandemic and while, America is reeling from an awful time, Ken and I think that it is necessary to smile and laugh and try and be entertained. And, while taking it serious, like it's a silly look at a serious world, right? That's always been our catchphrase since day one.
Yeah. Yeah, no, look, you wouldn't be. I always feel guilty because I think when we say, hey, we're going to find the good and we're going to be positive, sometimes that can be taken as ignoring bigger issues or putting your head in the sand. And that's never the case. I mean, I'm trying to look at even yesterday. One of the things I'm trying to, I know we got some super chats we'll address in a second here. Yeah. Even yesterday, I couldn't help but be inspired by the fact that happened, that people stormed the Capitol building to delay the confirmation of the vote. And at the end of the night, I was still watching that happen. And our institutions stood, and there's much to talk about those institutions and much to talk about the foundation of those institutions. But at the end of the day, I woke up this morning and that vote had been confirmed. And I am one who believes in the power of the vote and the power of the democracy. I think Josh is too. He's not you don't want a dictator, right? Yeah, okay.
No,
but you know what I mean? So that's I woke up, like, I need to take that positivity out of
totally. Totally.
It's the focus on. There's a lot to focus on, a lot to question, a lot of video to review. And we should consistently make fun of the dude that dressed as a bull wolf. And we should make fun of him until he leaves our planet.
Correct.
And, I'm okay with that, but I'm also okay going, at the end of the day, there was still a vote, and whether or not some of the senators and congressmen voted to uphold the objection, frustrating. At the end of the day, we still, the system that was started, the process that started at the beginning of the day was delayed, but not erased. And that's pretty inspiring to me.
I mean, imagine I always make references when I try to bring it. I always make references to either food or golf, right? Those are my two passions outside, what I do. And so I told my brother, I was like, imagine you constantly invite your buddy to go golfing, and instead of hitting the golf balls into the course, he just hits them at you. That's like what all these people trying to die on this Trump pill are all about. Or let's just say every night you come home and your wife makes you dinner, but she spits in it before she feeds it to you. That's literally like the hill that you're dying on. I mean, Ted Cruz stood up to object. Donald Trump insulted Ted Cruz's wife. He called her ugly. Come on. I still don't talk to the real rejects because they insulted my wife's vagina in a Schmodown live stream show, whatever.
And that's fair. The cost of personal ambition is often your soul, I guess you could say. It's been stunning, quite frankly, just stunning. But again, it all feeds that muscle, the information. And then, I got my parents. I'm trying to work with them on some things, on some of the recent votes. And look, I want to be clear. I'm a lifelong quote unquote conservative, whoever that is, up until around November 2016. And I like, you cannot put that above humans. You cannot put that above humans on any level, socially, economically. Humans should come first, and humans across the board, of all kinds, shapes, sizes, beliefs, orientations, genders, and humans first, man.
Yes.
And I've been upset at that, but I got lifelong friends of my parents emailing them stuff. And my mom's like, I don't know, we got some from this QAnon. I'm like, we're rip that up. Yeah. Rip that up. And it's tough, trying time. So that's why we're trying to find the positive while we deal with the bigger picture.
I agree, Ken. I 100% agree with what you just said. Let's get to some of these
Chats.
chats. All right, starting quarterback this weekend in the playoffs, AJ Schwackert, because you guys rock, and thanks for doing this today. Also, I kind of did get an original fan backstory for free, so I owe you at least that. Thank you, AJ. Hope your arm is doing well and you're recovering strongly from your turf toe injuries. Hit Hudson, so hyped for the Good People Association. Hit me in. You're welcome in anytime, always. All of you guys are all welcome in the Good People Association. Only rule, find the good. Be good people, right?
Be good people, then find the good. Yeah.
I'm when we do our live stream with Mark, announcing everything for the Good People Association, I will sing my original incantation to you guys of what the song should be for the Good People Association.
Robbie Smith with a super chat.
Wait, hold on. We got Christian_7, the legend.
Yeah.
Sending us some of those Norwegian Coronas, along with there's still a ton of candy in our fridge here at the Good People Association.
God. Please, no more candy. No one send candy or tasty cakes or any of that. Please, dear God, I'm trying to lose weight. And
send health food. Send health food. Send a squash. Send a squash. I don't know.
Josh has walked into the office to find me eating an entire foot-long Norwegian chocolate bar, and I try to eat it fast like I'm a squirrel caught in a light of a.
I mean, the thing is those tasty cakes are now gone. So they were consumed.
Well, because I do the thing, Ranger Donald always is generous. He sends a box of like a package of tasty cakes, and my thought is I have given some food away to the local residentially challenged individuals on our street corner.
Yep. Couple of very nice homeless people. Yeah.
And then found a lot of the tasty cakes then smushed on the sidewalk in front of our office.
Yes.
But I'll be like, all right, does anyone want some of these tasty cakes? And Josh and Riley would be like, not really. I'd be like, well, then I'm going to eat all 6 so that they're out of my life.
Yeah, I get the camelbacking is what I used to call it when I lived in New York and I was dead broke. I would camelback food, right? So if there was a lot of food, I think I may have told this story in here. Let's get this last super chat and then I'll tell the story. Okay. PSA, even though we're into the new year, please check out the package on Passion Flicks. Our very own Heather Grace Hancock stars in this delightful holiday short and it will brighten your day. That is all. Robbie, you are correct. I still haven't seen it. I didn't even know about it. Nobody told me.
I'll give you the login. It's part of a rom-com type of series on Passion. Yeah, and so Grace got to her first big swing as the rom-com cuties, I keep calling her. That's kind of was a little bit outside of her normal wheelhouse, and she was real nervous about it, and she did great. But the there's some smooching in it, Josh. And I had to sit on the couch and watch her smooch a very attractive man, and it was like I had to write a poem and think about it.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I always thought, if Amanda saw me getting like hot and heavy with a very, attractive actress, I don't think she would act okay with it, but I don't think she would be okay with it. Knowing my wife. Knowing my wife. Okay?
Yeah.
That I don't think she'd be. Now if she was here right now, she could argue with it. So let's put that on the back burner and let's put this story on the front burner, Ken. Thank you, Robbie. Very true. And I can see, what the thing is I can see Grace as a rom-com lead. She has that very bubbly, lovely personality. I know she likes to be like the queen of death and destiny, like dragons but also Reiki and positivity and like her cute little voices that she does with the dogs and her sister, right?
Yes, yeah. The language she has with her sister, yes.
Yes. But I could also see she's always been so sweet to me. My dad's obsessed with her, right? Mm-hmm. And so, I could totally see her as being the rom-com cutie.
I don't look like your father. You do. I look like my dad. But at your wedding, at least 4 times, each one progressively more inebriated, John Macuga would come up to me and Grace, but he'd look at Grace and be like, Gracie, are you having a good time? It was the best.
He's the best. My dad's the best. My mom just had a major surgery. She's doing okay. She had it on Monday, but she is out of the hospital and she's doing okay. My dad is he's a nurse. He's not a nurse. I mean, he's not a registered nurse. He's being a nurse right now. My dad, his big failures I don't want to say failures in life, but failures at home is he's totally kitchen inept. He cannot cook anything. He can microwave stuff like you wouldn't believe, but he can't really cook much. He can make good sandwiches and he can eat chips and pretzels. But as far as cooking goes, it's been rough, which is where I think the idea of like a Uber for chefs really comes in. Obviously not during a pandemic, but you call up your Uber chef and be like, oh, for $100 you can come cook you chicken piccata tonight. Are you into that idea?
That's interesting. So instead of like Uber Eats or Grubhub or Postmates, I'm like, they actually come in your house and cook a meal for you.
Correct. Yeah. Now, I don't know if this exists.
I just had a Zevia burp right in the mic.
Oh, nicely done.
I apologize, everyone. Oh God, that was really, please clip that out. Zevias are the most gaseous soda ever created.
That's on their can, I think. Do you like Zevia? Do you want to fart and or burp? Welcome to Zevia. Your farts won't stink, but they'll be loud.
Yeah, I apologize. A little embarrassed. Put that in your local news blooper clips.
Can I give a quick shout out to Jennifer Maddle, who gave us an amazing super chat early in the show? But she said, I would have sent homemade baked goods, but I'm afraid of Josh's allergies. Stop sending sweets. Okay. I appreciate it. Your bodies don't need it. I looked at my body after New Year's and I was like, Joshua, this is getting a little intense. I tried to put on my Christmas pants this year and I split the seam in the right leg.
Ooh.
Not good.
That's that scene from Father of the Bride, the Steve Martin version, where he's getting straight. He's close to having that blow up, and he's in the suit, and he bends over and it rips, and everyone's like, "Oh, the whole house of people."
Totally. Yeah. I mean, that's me. I think Amanda took it to our sweet dry cleaner lady. That is an amazing seamstress. Shout out to Jesse Roach. Obviously, Jesse about to go on tour as soon as the pandemic lifts. Jesse will be doing tours of all strip malls, major malls, outdoor malls, and of course, the mall in Washington, D.C. Anywhere there's a mall, Jesse will be there. Jesse says, as a political scientist, I was actually going to major in that in college. I was thinking about that because I kind of wanted to go into politics. And then I looked at how difficult politics are and I thought against it. As a political scientist whose family are some of these delusional people willing to die on the hill, it's been a rough 4 years. Stay sane, everyone. Jesse, if it wasn't for your music and political science, none of us would be as happy as we are today. My favorite song, Ken, and I know you'll agree with it, Jesse Roach's classic from 1994, Don't Die on That Hill. It's an amazing song. It's an amazing song.
When you look up in the top and you see the big hill, don't climb up it and on it. When you see the big hill, don't climb up there. I'll push you off of it. I'll push you off of it. It was a great
off of it. I mean, it's good, And Jennifer Middle says, that's how I show I care and love people. Jennifer, I agree with you. Listen,
I get it. Yeah.
We get it. The thing is Ken and I love the baked goods. The problem is when you send them, we're going to eat them. And we appreciate your love. Could you send us a meatloaf?
A loaf. Kristen McGee says she's going to send us carrots and celery. That's great, though. I can go, to the nearby 7-Eleven and get some carrots.
Can't eat carrots. I'm allergic to them. And celery is just water and a vehicle for blue cheese.
Carrots are on that list that you can't eat?
You can't eat them. Yeah.
That's good to know. I mean, I don't come around with a lot of carrots, but
I mean, that is my one passion. When I gave Mark that orange suit to be baby carrots and his love of baby carrots, like I see a carrot and I start sneezing. And I'll tell you how I learned I was allergic to carrots, Ken. As children, my dad always packed his lunch for work because my mom always had him on a diet because he had high cholesterol, right? And so my mom wanted my dad to live a long time, and he would be getting ready for work. And like most Macugas, we are known to be between 5 to 25 minutes late to everything that we do. Okay. And my dad especially is the most unpunctual man on earth, and I love him for it. I mean, it's one of those faults that you just kind of live with, and you got to tell him if he's got to be somewhere at 4:30, you got to tell him, hey, we got to be there by 3:30, and that way he's getting going. I have that same affliction, and Amanda will always say it's not as bad as my dad's, but it is in the realm of possibility. Now, when I was a child, I would help my dad pack his lunch so he could get me to school on time because I would always miss the bus, and he could make it to work, right? And he liked to have carrots and celery every day at work, like, as a little snack. And when I was a kid, I would peel the celery, peel a little bit, and then, peel the carrots and then cut up the carrots. And I would always start sneezing and my hands would swell up. And my dad's like, I think you're allergic to carrots. And I said, I think you're right.
Wow. Yeah. That's a good one to know. I mean, again, I witnessed you nearly die at Comic-Con, so I understand. I'll be more careful.
You saw it. Jesse Roach says, I love you, Josh. I released the #1 hit while still a teeny sperm, and I am truly am amazing. You're right.
Was Teeny Sperm the band she was in? I'm not following.
Yeah. So Teeny Sperm was that alt rock punk band. Remember, because Jessie Roach had the crossover. She was an alt rock punk, and then she made her way into pop music, and that's where she really found her stride. Because Teeny Sperm, they were okay, and I feel bad saying that because it's one of our favorite bands from that punk era, but they weren't the Jessie Roach that we know. Ken, am I right?
No, yeah, no, you're talking about Teeny Sperm. Yeah, no. They try to mix like the sounds of NoFX, the Dead Kennedys, with
Operation Ivy.
Yeah, with Blink 182, and it just was a weird power pop political punk movement. It was kind of weird, but Jessie Roach emerged from that and became just one of the nation's biggest pop stars around malls.
Yeah,
as we know, as we said in the documentary.
Here's a great comment. Zach Anderson says, and I went to high school with a Zach Anderson. I don't think they're the same person. I can send a bunch of cheese if needed. Listen, I love cheese.
So do I.
I love a good charcuterie. Get some crackers, a little bit of cheese.
Yeah. I've cut out most of the cheese, as you know, but man, I might never have a steak again the rest of my life. I might never have a piece of chicken. I'm gonna have to have just a block of cheddar.
I know. I came home on New Year's Eve and I was gonna order McDonald's, right? Like Postmates McDonald's. That's when you know you've hit your low, but I wanted chicken nuggets. But instead, Ken, I went and made myself some nachos. And really and truly, there's nothing better than melted cheese on anything, really. I mean, it's fantastic.
Yeah. Delisha Renee. Hello, Delisha. Can we get that allergy list again? You guys make my day. Love you. We love you. Great super chat there.
It keeps updating, Delisha. I'll give you that. Delisha Renee, a legend. Love her so much.
Yeah. One of the early supporters of the afternoons with Ken. So we appreciate that. Josh, you'll have to just we'll have to make that a show, you know.
Josh's allergies. Yeah.
Like it's kind of like PTI. List of the allergies. Today we're going to be talking about coleslaw. All right, what's in coleslaw you can't have, Josh? Yeah.
Well, I do try and stay away from the coleslaw because sometimes they put poppy seeds in coleslaw. That's not a joke. Like I've seen coleslaw with poppy seeds, and poppy seeds is that's a killer. That's a killer.
Or cashews, right?
All nuts except peanuts. I can eat peanuts.
Okay, because I've been there's a lot of these vegan cheeses I'm having that I cannot tell the difference, and I'm someone who literally has eaten a block of cheddar before. And you were like, be careful, most of it cashew, and I looked, and you're right, I would have killed you. So I'll be careful.
See, here's the thing, Ken, is if I see let's throw a hypothetical out here. Go to one of these fancy parties back before the pandemic, and my sister-in-law. Hannah, Amanda's sister, is the queen of charcuterie. She makes legendary charcuterie boards. I mean, she should be a professional working in a cheese shop, cheesemonger, whatever. If I see one of those triangles of brie cheese, I'm gonna take like one of those little knives, like act like I'm talking, like, "Hey, Mike, hey, yeah, how's the missus? Great, yeah, no, just say, have one." And then as soon as Mike turns around, I eat the entire block of brie without people looking. Wrap it, like take the brie, wrap it in prosciutto, put it in my mouth as fast as possible. Like I will destroy cheese in a public setting. Absolutely. Like when they make those jokes in Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Ken, about Charlie eating too much cheese, that hits me right here. I get that.
Right there. Oh, it's always sunny. I'm shrimp cocktail at a party, like the platter shrimp with the chilled shrimp cocktail sauce.
Forget about it.
I'm the Ken, did you just have 28 of those?
What? No.
No. That's me. Zachary Taylor, did you touch on this one?
Oh, no, I haven't. A president of the United States, Zachary Taylor?
Yeah. And Millard Fillmore and James K. Polk are coming next. Congrats on the new Vetcher, gents. I'm glad that y'all love the coins. Oh, that's right. Actually, hold on. Yeah.
And
now that I've transferred from overseas, hope to catch some live shows and be more active. Thank you for everything you did. I know we touched upon him there, but since he mentioned it.
Look at that. He hashtagged BA and poli-sci. He and Jessie Roach. Zachary, I don't know if you're married. Jesse, I don't know if you're married, but I could see a political science made in heaven. Look at that.
Yeah, we talked about this before, but since he mentioned them, I have them right here. I was going to bring these to the office there.
Well, I'm around.
I don't want to turn the office into our garage sale spot.
No, I get it, but also, we have a lot of room in this office. We don't. But listen, what we want to do for a lot of you guys is, our tech soundboard legendary Kaika Shively, who you guys will meet during our live stream. Kaika will be running a lot of our tech. Yeah.
Yep.
We want to make sure that behind him we get a wall of fandom, and we want to turn this entire office, any of the wall space that isn't currently inhabited by curtains and set, we want that wall space being inhabited by fan entries, fan art, anything you guys want to send us that is framed.
Yeah,
we will take it and we will hang it. And we, you know,
because at you know, at the mall and then in the Screen Junkies and in the Collider, I took a lot of things that I didn't have room for at the house anymore, and I brought it to my office.
Yes.
And then, you know, that works out until you're stuck with a fridge that you move from office to office that leaks everywhere. Or in the case of Collider, when you're getting laid off, and you kind of get a sense of it. So during the morning meeting, you end the morning meeting early and then go start taking all of your tchotchkes off your desk and into your car. And people are asking why. And you're like, I just have a hunch.
Yeah. I lost my Penguins cup. I think it was left there at the old Collider office.
No.
Wendy, I'm guessing this is Wendy Lee Zaney in the movie Couple. With you guys, your space will stay pretty organized. The least messy people in our former office. I agree. We had the least amount of pops.
Yeah. I mean, I can be a bit of a hoarder and a stacker, but I'm forcing myself. I'm really going to work nothing. I'm not bringing much to the office that isn't used for on air.
Yeah. Okay. I listen, I don't want to say you're a hoarder, but you do love your stackables.
My stackables? Oh, my totes?
Yeah, your totes, your stackables.
Storage.
Yeah.
That's storage. We need more shelves in there. We need some shelving in that supply closet.
Yeah.
Kristen McGee says another cross stitch. I still have to hang up the Saturday Night Neptuck one. It's over there. I get behind on hanging things.
Macugas have their cross stitch up in the office nook.
Yeah.
Slurpee Crap says, I want to send a Charlie's Angel Full Throttle poster. Listen, I love Charlie's Angels Full Throttle. It's got to be framed. We can't stick things on the wall.
Well, and you got to be careful because so Riley brought he's doing a little garage sale, and he brought in a Hunger Games frame. It's framed. It's a big frame poster with like all scenes from the movie. I think it's autographed. I don't know how he got it. I don't know. And I like the Hunger Games books. I like the first movie. I actually like Jennifer Lawrence. I like Elizabeth Banks. I like all of it. I'm there. Stanley Tucci, great. He put it in the bathroom, facing out, not hanging up on the ground, right next to the commode. So I was in there having a meeting, we'll say, and I looked over and there's Jennifer Lawrence staring at me. It's probably fair for what she went through with her pictures being hacked, a turnabout fair play, I guess. But she was staring at me. So I had to take them, and then we finally hung it in another location. We don't want that. So I don't want to have a meeting in the bathroom while Lucy Liu, Charlize Theron, and whoever else in that movie are staring at me.
Charlize Theron was not in Charlie's Angels Full Throttle. It's
Which
Lucy Liu, Drew Barrymore, and Cameron Diaz. Bill Murray played Bosley.
She should have been. Charlize Theron should have been in Charlie's.
I think Charlize Theron is what you're thinking is she was in that Fast and Furious movie with the dreadlocks and she was like the evil person.
Probably.
Yep.
I mean, she retired from movies.
Cameron Diaz got out. She said,
quite frankly, like me, but watching them. That's good decision. I'm okay with actors retiring if they just don't want to do it anymore and they can afford it.
I mean, here's the thing. Cameron Diaz, gorgeous, very talented actress. I don't think I've ever watched a Cameron Diaz movie and not liked it. Right.
And there's something about Mary was just one of those movies of the time for me. That was just, I still love that movie, as we know. But I mean, but I was part of that generation. And look, she's much more than her looks, obviously. But like her appearance in The Mask was, it was memorable. Like a lot of my friends were like, "You want to go see The Mask?" I'm not a Jim Carrey fan. Oh yeah, I'll go. Yeah. But I love her. My favorite turn of her being John Malkovich. She's amazing in that. I love that movie and love her in it.
Yes. I mean, Cameron Diaz changed little Josh Macuga's life in The Mask. I mean,
oh yeah.
I think she brought me from like boyhood into adolescence in one look, in one movie.
I'm sure she's so proud. But no, look,
real quick, Ken, real quick. David Taylor says, and this is really it's a pun to my soul. Charlize's Angels, make it happen. Genius. Genius.
No.
I can't believe I didn't think of that. Thank you so much for catching me on my missed pun. I appreciate it.
No.
Yeah, Jennifer Nuttall says it's the best. The Holiday. Yeah, it's a great movie. Cameron Diaz, something about Mary. All the Charlie's Angels is. She played like the goofy one that got with Luke Wilson. She's gorgeous. Even in that Tom Cruise movie that nobody saw where she was in a bikini at like 73 and she was ripped.
Vanilla Sky?
No, I forget what it was called. He was like a spy. Let me see. Hold on. He's a spy in everything, right? Isn't he?
I think he is. I think he is.
At this point, they're like, "Hey, Tom, you're not Ethan Hunt, but you're still a spy." He's like, "Book it. I'm in.
Give me a plane to climb on." Anyways, I don't know how this turned into a celebration of Cameron Diaz.
I don't know either. But see, here's the thing.
Night and Day. Is it Slurpee Frap says Night and Day? Highway Johnny. A lot of people coming in with Night and Day.
Slurpee Frap says, I love Night and Day, one of my fave movies. I don't know how. I think you're the only person on the planet that would say that, but there's nothing wrong with that. You'll find the good in Night and Day. It's not a bad movie. It just was one of those movies during Tom Cruise's Alien phase before he had like come back to the world and he wasn't pushing Scientology as hard on people.
Yeah. That's hard. And this again, not to suddenly turn this into a long form advertisement for what's coming up with the GPA, but there's not going to be a consistent pop culture kind of movie chatty kind of thing. We're kind of moving away from that, but there will be a part of that there.
Yes.
And one of the things we're looking to do, Josh, is to celebrate. Like, you like Night and Day? Let's do an episode or a segment about what's good about Night and Day. We're going to find the good. And this is something that has changed for me, even from when I used to do the news. It's fun to be snarky, and there are bad things out there. There are bad movies that get made. It's fun to be snarky. It's easy to be cynical, but we're there to celebrate what's there. Like, like if you love the Transformers franchise, God bless you. We'll talk about what you love. I just see, especially now going into 2021, why tear down any potential joy for anybody?
Never.
We're gonna build up.
Listen. Be happy, find the good, be positive. I mean, our morning show is going to be called The Positivity Report. That's what we're aiming at. Trying to bring a smile. We're trying to build an empire of fun. I think because when you and I started this, that was our goal. Just be goofy, right? I think that's always been us on all the shows we do. A little goof, a little goofing,
little goof. Yeah.
They call me the goof. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The guy, a goof. Wendy throwing a super chat in there. Thank you so much, Wendy. Got around to show support. She's the best.
She's the best.
I miss seeing Wendy every day. Oh, it's just, again, a very good person. Right.
Yep. For good purpose. A very good person. There'll be a place for her at the table. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, MJ Brick says the news tug on my heartstrings. That seems like a long time ago, but not really. Listen, can they bring back a form of the news in some way, shape, or form? Who knows? And the sky is possible. The stars are whatever.
Anything is possible. Yes, anything's possible. Yes.
Try and make bad news, good news into better news. Yada, yada, yada. Yeah. I got to pee.
I do have to pee. Zevias also make you pee fiercely.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Crazy. Empire Fun is one of the things we're calling it. Zachary Taylor saying #Empire Fun. Yeah, we're going to try to own that hashtag. Because
Ken, I'm going to give you a quick trivia question. What number president was Zachary Taylor? President Zachary Taylor. What number was he?
See, James K. Polk was 11. I know that. So let me build from there. Oh man, I'm not looking at chat. No one give me the answer. I used to know my presidents better. Is he like is he a 9er or a 10er? Is he a 17? Grant? Lincoln? No. What is it?
12. He's the 12th president of the United States. So close. He followed Polk. Boom.
Should have just gone up from Polk.
Yeah. Do you know, Ken, that the polka dot was named after President James K. Polk?
Yeah, it was a style of ascot he wore around the White House back during his presidency, and people were gentlemen around the D.C. area and the Virginia area started wearing the same kind of style of ascot, and they called it a polka dot, and that's where it grew from.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people might think it was named after the music, the polka dancing, when in reality, James K. Polk did come up with that beat and then decided to design and sell his own ascots post-presidency. Yeah. And, you could he was even part of one of the first pun, person to be used as a spokesperson. You had polk loins, you had polk chops, you had American pulled pork. And listen, if you were gonna eat pork, it was gonna be Polk's pork.
Mhm.
That's just how it happened. Polka dots, polka dancing, polk pork.
Polk salad, Annie. You guys, let me ask you this, guy. What goes through the mind of a punster? Like, here's what all the people I know, you included, Maude Garrett included, a guy I know from wrestling used to compete in national pun competitions.
Oh.
You all got just a Rolodex of them. And do you just have them or just start rolling them out? How does the mind work? I couldn't create a pun for all the money in the world.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think it's mostly that I was born with a dad who loved dad jokes. He wasn't really a big punster. Okay. But then I started trying to do as many puns as I could in college with certain things. Anytime I came up with a name for something, it was a pun of something. We shot this thing for MTV back in the day with the Casual Mafia. It was like a sketch for a comedy show, and we shot like these 7 sketches. And after we shot all 7, Paul Fiore and Ricardo Martinez and me like, "Do you know these were all puns?" And I was like, "You guys didn't? They're clearly all puns. What are you talking about? Everything is just one long extended pun." So yes, I think, as was said on a Jeopardy category or question, puns are considered the lowest form of comedy. Was a question, which I wholeheartedly disagree with, but also wholeheartedly agree with, because I know they're bad. I keep saying them because it makes me happy. It's like the line in Starsky and Hutch. You can tell this floor is made for dancing because of the lights. You know it's a stupid joke because it's a pun.
Look, I have pop culture references. James K. Polk is one. That's my favorite president to reference. I'll say it because it entertains me, so I'm right there with you. But would you consider, maybe this year's a wash, but next year, 2022, would you consider entering a pun competition?
I think I would love to enter a pun competition, really get to work on thinking solely in pun. I mean, I would love to do a segment on any one of our shows on Good People Association of like 1 minute of puns with Josh Macuga, or Sunday Pun Day, and it's just all puns about something. Who knows? Yeah, and you want to come in, super chat us some puns, whatever you want. Just be part of the pun.
Because, like, look, this guy, not super close.
Empire of Pun, Ken. It's an empire of pun.
Oh my God. Can't believe we started that. No. This guy, no, I don't know him too well. He's an indie wrestling manager guy, but he said, I watched clips. He was on YouTube because I couldn't believe it. It's like, there's a pun, he's a national pun competition. He's like, yeah. I'm like, well, I guess hot dog eating, everything's got a competition. So sure. Trivia, everything. So he showed me the links on YouTube, and I think you'd do well. It's like 40 people at like a state fair in Kansas under a tent, a pop-up tent, on a PA system, and you just pun off. I think, and if you win, imagine the press for GPA and yourself.
Boom. Yeah. I enter the contest. I would even like to bring in Maude Garrett and have a little pun off, because I hear that, I know that she's a big punster.
She's a big punster. So I think maybe that's the documentary. One of the documentaries that GPA puts out is The Road to Punville.
Oh man, nothing.
What did I do?
We're wrapping up here.
We're wrapping up because I actually got to get over to the studio there in a second. But Josh, I got to go run some errands, which is scary because it's a really bad pandemic out there in LA right now.
It is. It's scary. I keep wanting to go to places, and then it's like, oh God, there's, you know.
I have to get some items, and I don't want to send anyone in my stead, in an Instacart situation, because I need to go do some type of choosing, and I'm going to brave it, and then I'll carry whatever I caught over to you. Okay.
Sounds like a plan, my man. Sounds like a plan.
Said nudes. Are you commenting?
Yeah. Well, I just saw time for fucking.
Oh, I thought maybe Mark Riley was logged in and commenting from another location, but he's not available yet. So.
Bradley Pooper says it well. It's going to be a pandemic. You're not wrong.
Oh God,
you're not wrong.
Anyway, like Josh said, we are wrapping up this episode of the Afternoons of Josh Can and Amanda out today. Again, find some joy, find the moments, find the good in what's going on, and that might be, you can't change the state of the world or what's on the news, but you can change the circle around you. You can take a breath. You can you don't have to doom scroll. You don't have to barf up everything every thought you have on Twitter, though that also might help purge some of the thoughts from you. It's all fair, but we really want to remind you all to find the good, but also just take a moment for yourself, take a moment for those around you, and spread some of that in a small circle, and hopefully that grows. And then, stay plugged in.
Agreed. Well said, Ken. And I'd be remiss if I didn't end the show. This is the last week of new episodes with Alex Trebek on Jeopardy. As we know, he passed away about a month and a half ago. And tomorrow, Friday, if you're listening on the podcast today, is his last brand new episode. I will be saving this week of episodes on my DVR for as long as humanly possible. I don't know, man. I take things hard, and I'm an emotional guy, and so this is it's been a tough go of it, tough week. I wanted Alex's job when he retired. I never wanted him. I wanted to be on the show and Alex say the new host of Jeopardy, Josh Macuga. The fact that he passed away, and us Jeopardy fans, I don't know who's going to be the next host. I would love it to be me, obviously. So if you're out there and you want to tweet Jeopardy or Instagram Jeopardy, great. But at the same time, his family's going through a lot. And it's just hard. It's everybody takes loss differently, and it's tough. But let's Jeopardy celebrate the life and the career of Alex Trebek.
Yeah, loss is loss. It's tough, but hey, we got to find the good, and that's what we intend to do on the network we're about to launch. But also the afternoons with Josh, Ken, and Amanda will roll on a silly and occasionally hopeful look at a serious world.
Doesn't matter when you listen, Ken, as long as your wife will probably listen to this podcast and argue with you about the nipples thing. It's always the afternoon.